Dragons are among the oldest and most powerful images in human stories, and they exist in legends from nearly every corner of the globe. People in many lands have told tales of great serpents, winged beasts, fire-breathing lizards. These creatures appear in our most ancient art, our foundational literature, our most sacred rituals. We find their forms carved into temple walls and painted onto delicate scrolls. They are a fundamental part of our shared history of belief and imagination. The dragon has served as a symbol of power, a personification of nature, and a challenge for heroes. We must be clear from the outset: dragons are mythological beings. There is no fossil record or biological evidence to suggest they ever existed as real animals. Yet, their importance is undeniable. They reveal how different peoples have made sense of their world. They tell us about concepts of power, expressions of fear, and visions of hope. They speak of our relationship with the land, the sky, and the sea. The study of dragon myths is not a search for a lost species, but an exploration of the human imagination and the cultural forces that have shaped our understanding of the unknown. Dragons show us how cultures confront the powerful forces of nature. The oldest known depictions of dragon-like creatures come from the ancient Near East. In Mesopotamia, artists created a composite beast called the Mushushu, famously rendered on the Ishtar Gate of Babylon, now in the Pergamon Museum, Berlin. Its form combines the scales of a serpent, the front legs of a lion, the hind legs of an eagle, and a horned serpentine head. These Mesopotamian creatures also appear in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Unearthed by archaeologists over the last 2 centuries, the tablets link us to beliefs more than 4,000 years old. They help us date both the myths and the visual art that accompanied them. The Mushushu is not a modern dragon, but a clear ancestor. Early civilizations combined features from different animals to create a single powerful being serving a distinct cultural purpose. In East Asia, the dragon takes on a profoundly different and more central role. For thousands of years in China, the dragon, or long, has been a primary cultural symbol. Here, the dragon is no mere monster to be conquered. It is a divine creature, a bringer of rain, and a source of life itself. It became the emblem of the emperor, representing imperial power, heavenly authority, and immense good fortune. The Forbidden City is a gallery of dragons, coiling around pillars, sprawling across screen walls, and adorning imperial robes. This dragon is a master of transformation, able to shrink to the size of a silkworm or fill the space between heaven and earth. A composite animal, uniting the animal kingdom into one supreme being, reflecting harmony as a philosophical ideal. Ancient texts, dynastic histories, and philosophical works speak of the dragon with reverence. Bronze ritual vessels from the Shang and Zhou dynasties, over 3,000 years old, bear abstract dragon motifs, showing the symbol's deep antiquity. The dragon moves with the water and the clouds, a fluid, powerful force of nature. Not an enemy of humanity, but a vital, if unpredictable, partner in the cosmos. Honored through ceremony and ritual. The visual legacy is immense: jade, porcelain, and embroidery across the ages. Each dynasty refined the image, while its core identity as a benevolent water spirit remained constant. This portrayal stands in stark contrast to Western lore. The Chinese dragon symbolizes cosmic balance and life-giving power, connecting humans to sky and sea. It represents prosperity and the awesome, untamable power of nature, a force to be revered rather than destroyed. Its image remains a powerful symbol of cultural identity for Chinese people around the world. The powerful cultural currents from China carried the image of the dragon across the sea to Japan and Korea. In both nations, the dragon was adapted and integrated with local beliefs, creating unique traditions. In Japan, the dragon, Ryu or Tatsu, is a powerful water deity tied to rainfall and bodies of water, with many Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples protected by dragon spirits. Japanese dragons are often large and serpentine, usually with 3 claws, distinct from China's imperial 5 and Korea's 4. A famous tale has Susanoo no Mikoto slaying the 8-headed Yamata no Orochi to save a maiden. Other myths tell of dragon kings ruling palaces beneath the sea, an idea influenced by Buddhism traveling from India through China. From inkwash to modern manga, Japanese dragons embody both destructive and creative forces of nature. In Korea, the Yong is a benevolent water and agricultural spirit, bringer of clouds and rain, protector against evil. Folklore speaks of the hornless Imuji, a proto-dragon that must endure 1,000 years to become fully fledged. The Korean dragon is typically 4-clawed, appearing across palaces and Buddhist temples as a guardian. Motifs abound on Goryeo celadon and Joseon porcelain, powerful yet graceful forms preserved in museums worldwide. In Japan and Korea, the dragon became a spirit of rivers and mountains, central to rites and festivals, a symbol of nature's life-sustaining power. In Europe, the dragon developed along a very different path. Often embodying chaos and evil, the dragon became a formidable antagonist in medieval art and literature, a creature of darkness and destruction, a hoarder of treasure and a despoiler of the countryside. This conception drew from Greek and Roman serpent monsters and solidified in early medieval epics. Beowulf culminates with the hero's fatal battle against a fire-breathing dragon guarding an ancient hoard, defining the Western dragon as greedy, solitary, and deadly. In Norse tales, Fafnir, a dwarf turned dragon through greed, is slain by Sigurd, who bathes in the dragon's blood for invulnerability. Jormungandr, child of Loki, encircles the world and is fated to fight Thor at Ragnarok. With Christianity, the dragon was linked explicitly to evil. In Revelation, the ancient serpent is the devil and Satan. St. George's legend, rescuing a princess in a town by slaying a dragon, became an icon of faith triumphing over demonic evil. European dragons vary widely. Serpent-like Wyrms or thick-bodied, 4-legged bat-winged beasts, breathing fire or poison. A fusion of classical description, biblical symbolism, and local folk beliefs. Unlike celestial Eastern dragons, the European dragon dwells in caves, swamps, and forests, embodying the dangerous wilderness beyond civilization. Section 5. Vritra and the Naga, serpent beings of India. The Indian subcontinent holds rich traditions that share traits with dragons yet are distinct. Vritra appears in the Rig Veda, described as an Ahi, a mighty serpent, and Asura. Vritra holds back the cosmic waters, causing drought, until Indra slays him with a thunderbolt. The rivers are released and life returns. Nagas, semi-divine, half-human, half-cobra, are intelligent and powerful, living in magnificent palaces underwater or underground with complex morality. They guard treasures both material and spiritual, and can be dangerous if disrespected. Strongly associated with water, control of rainfall, and fertility, their iconography spreads across the region. In Buddhist art, Mukhalinda shelters the Buddha during a storm, nature's power submitted to enlightened wisdom. In Hindu myth, Vishnu reclines on Shesha. Across South and Southeast Asia, Naga balustrades line temple causeways, guarding the bridge between human and divine. Indra and Vritra echo chaos serpent battles like Marduk and Tiamat, or Zeus and Typhon. Naga share roles with East Asian dragons as ambivalent water spirits and guardians. Across cultures, the serpent symbol adapts, expressing chaos and order, drought and rain, danger and protection. Imagine the carved, multi-headed Naga guarding Angkor Wat's entrances, stone incarnations of sacred thresholds. Section 6. Feathered Serpents of the Americas. Across the Atlantic, Mesoamerican cultures developed the feathered serpent, most famously Quetzalcoatl for the Toltecs and Aztecs, and Kukulkan for the Maya. Quetzalcoatl, creator god, bringer of culture, patron of learning and the arts, credited with discovering maize, inventing the calendar, and giving knowledge. Associated with Venus, the morning star, representing wind, life, and renewal, worshipped with ceremony and reverence, not conflict. At Teotihuacan, dozens of massive stone heads adorn the temple of the feathered serpent. At Chichen Itza, equinox shadows create the illusion of a great serpent descending the staircase, a brilliant alignment linking God, cosmos, and agriculture. Few pre-Columbian books survive, but codices and temple carvings are our primary evidence of the deity's significance. The feathered serpent shows that a great serpentine being arose independently in the Americas. Uniting bird and snake, sky and earth, it became a central symbol of life, knowledge, and cosmic order. To understand origins, we rely on archaeology, art history, and textual analysis. Museums as repositories of sculptures, reliefs, and scrolls tracing ideas through time. Primary sources, from Mesopotamian tablets and seals to Chinese bronzes, dynastic records, silk paintings, and porcelains, must be read in context. Medieval Europe's manuscripts, churches, and heraldry fix the dragon as a symbol of threat and conquest. One of the most recurring themes is the dragon-slaying scene. A hero, often with divine help, defeats a great serpent, marking transformation, the land made safe, waters released, treasure won, order established. In Mesopotamia, Marduk slays Tiamat, forming sky and earth from her body, a creation myth where conquering chaos founds the world. In Greece, Apollo kills Python, claiming Delphi for his temple and oracle, the triumph of reason and Olympian order. Beowulf, St. George, Sigurd, heroes whose status is forged in dragon slaying. For Beowulf, it is duty unto death. For St. George, faith over evil. For Sigurd, Fafnir embodies greed, power gained, curse perpetuated. These tales may echo real concerns: storms, plague, invasion, or the vast toil of taming water with dikes and irrigation. By narrating victory over a monster, societies assert power and express hope for balance. The Dragon Slayer myth is about humanity imposing order on a dangerous world. You know, it's a very old story. Dragons are almost always composite creatures, their bodies assembled from many animals. Claws of lion or eagle, sinuous snake, fish scales, deer antlers, wings of bat or bird, selected to convey ideas. This is symbolic language. Artists chose features to reflect function within myth. Some myths may spring from fossil finds, bones reconstructed without modern anatomy, imagined as one monstrous beast. But consistent combinations suggest deliberate symbolism as the primary driver. Rain and rivers, carp scales and serpentine bodies, sky rulers, bird wings, horde guards, teeth and claws, feathered serpents, Quetzal of the sky with the serpent of the earth. Familiar parts combine into the uncanny, an effective symbol for supernatural forces and deep fears. Creating a dragon is imagination at work, myth, not biology. It's really about meaning more than anatomy. So why do humans in vastly different cultures across thousands of years keep telling stories about dragons? The answer is not simple. The creature's power lies in symbolic flexibility. Dragons give visible form to overwhelming forces. The awesome, unpredictable power of a storm, a flood, an earthquake, a drought, personified as a beast we can narrate. A way to speak about fear, imagine control, explain the unexplainable. Dragons are grand, majestic, strange, both familiar and terrifying, a memorable monster or a powerful god. Scale that can block the sun or encircle the world inspires awe and wonder. They stretch the boundaries of the everyday, thriving in modern literature, films, and games long after old beliefs fade. These stories teach courage, self-sacrifice, protection of community, respect for nature, and harmony. Whether a monster to be slain or a spirit to be revered, each story carries a moral, defining heroes, fears, and aspirations. In the end, dragons tell us far more about ourselves than any real animal. They are creatures of the mind, forged by myth to answer fundamental questions. They give shape to chaos, a face to nature's power, and a test for our heroes. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing.